everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 11 of our series on personality types, and today we are diving into a type that is often misunderstood, sometimes labeled as too serious or too sensitive. But trust me, there is so much power hidden here. We are talking about the melancholic personality, the deep thinkers, the quiet strengths, people who feel things so deeply. If you have ever been the one overthinking a text message, tearing up at a song, or quietly noticing the details everyone else misses, you might just be a melancholic. And guess what? That's not a weakness, it's a superpower. In this episode, we are unpacking what makes melancholic so special, their incredible empathy, loyalty, creativity, and yes, their occasional love affair with sad music and rainy weather. So grab your tea, settle in, and let's explore the strength of the melancholic spirit, because being sensitive doesn't mean being weak. In fact, it might just mean you are stronger than you think. Let's jump into the characteristics of the melancholic personality. The first thing about the melancholic temperament is that they are deep thinkers. Melancholics are natural philosophers. They reflect deeply on life, people, purpose, and morality. While others may skim the surface, melancholic goes layers deep, asking why until they find meaning. This makes them insightful, wise, and often ahead of their time in understanding complex issues. So instead of brushing things off, they wonder how their choices impact the planet. They don't just hear things, they absorb and reflect on them. Number two, emotional depth. They don't just feel, they feel deeply. Whether it's joy, sadness, beauty, or injustice, melancholic experience emotions in rich, textured layers. This allows them to form strong bonds and connect with others on a soul level. While watching a movie, they can tear up during a quiet emotional scene that no one else reacts to. Number three, loyalty. Melancholics are incredibly loyal once they form a connection, whether it's friendship, relationship, or belief system. They don't just give up easily. Their commitment is strong and enduring, built on depth, not convenience. They believe in showing up for the people they care about, no matter what. Number four, high standard. Melancholics are people of high standard. They aim high, not just for themselves, but also for others. Melancholic believe in doing things the right way and often hold themselves to very high moral, ethical, or creative standards. This can lead to excellence in work and personal growth. Good enough just doesn't sit right with them. If it's not perfect, it's not done. Another strength of the melancholic personality is that they are artistic and creative in nature. With their rich inner world and emotional sensitivity, melancholics often excel in the arts, writing, painting, and music, even acting at times. These are natural outlets for their intense thoughts and feelings. They create beauty out of depth. Number six, empathy. Because they are also in touch with their own emotion, melancholic are highly empathetic in nature. They can feel what others are feeling. That is, they put themselves in other people's shoes, sometimes even without words, partners, and counselors. Number seven, strong moral compass. Right is right and wrong is wrong for the melancholic. Melancholics tend to have a clear sense of morality and ethics. They may struggle in a world full of gray areas, but their principles make them trustworthy and consistent. They tell the truth no matter what, because integrity matters more to them than being liked. Number eight, analytical skills. Melancholics naturally analyze everything from relationship to ideas and problems at work. They can spot flaws, notice patterns, and improve systems. This makes them excellent editors, planners, and critical thinkers. For example, planning a vacation with friends. While others are just throwing out ideas, they are there comparing flight times, hotel reviews, and weather patterns. They spot a major scheduling conflict that no one else noticed and save the trip from going sideways. Number nine, sensitive to beauty. Melancholics have a keen eye and heart for beauty, be it nature, art, music, or a small act of kindness. They can find meaning in the quiet, beautiful moments of life that others might overlook. Number 10, self awareness. I really love this about them. Melancholics are introspective in nature, usually having a strong sense of who they are, both their strengths and weaknesses. This can lead to personal growth and emotional intelligence. as they often reflect and adjust. For instance, after a disagreement with a friend, a melancholic individual go home and actually think about their role in it. They realize they may have been too reactive, so the next day they apologize, not out of guilt, but because they value personal growth. Number 11, detail oriented. Melancholics pay attention, whether it's catching grammatical errors, noting someone's change in mood, or remembering tiny details in a conversation. This makes them precise and thoughtful. It's like you planning a surprise party while others bring the balloons, cake. You remember the guest of honor's favorite playlist, the saints, the love, and tiny jokes they once told because the small details just matter as much to you. Number 12, thoughtful communicators. Melancholics think before they speak. They choose their words carefully and often aiming for clarity, honesty, and impact. They may also talk a lot, but when they do, it often matters. Before texting someone back about a tough topic, melancholic will reread their message 3 times to make sure it's clear, respectful, and honest. They don't like drama and they want their words to build bridges, not walls. Number 13, patience and perseverance. Melancholics don't expect overnight success, so they commit to long-term goals, especially one that align with their values. They are willing to put in the time and effort, even when progress is slow. Number 14, intuition and insightful. Melancholics can often sense what is beneath the surface, whether it's reading between the lines in a conversation or intuitively understanding someone's emotional state. They have a gift for quiet, subtle insights. For example, someone said they are fine, but you sense something is off in their tone or expression. You gently checked in, and they open up, surprised you noticed. You often pick upon what people aren't saying. Number 15, depth in relationships. They don't do small talk. Melancholics crave real connection. They value meaningful conversations, emotional honesty, and soulful bonds. When they love deeply, and they expect the same in return. Being melancholic isn't about being sad, it's about being sensitive, sincere, and seriously strong. This strength might not always shine in loud and flashy ways, but they are powerful in relationships, careers, creativity, and character. And that's it for episode 11, the quiet, powerful strength of the melancholic temperament. If you relate to the deep feeling, the reflective thinking, the passion for meaning and excellence, know this: you are not too much and you are definitely not broken. You are wired for depth, beauty, and impact. The world may not always understand it, but it needs people like you, now more than ever. But before we wrap it up, I have to say this: the same qualities that make the melancholic temperament so beautiful can be the very thing that breaks them if they are not aware. In the next episode, we are diving into the shadow side, the weaknesses of the melancholic temperament, the dark loops of overthinking, the emotional paralysis, the self-doubt that whispers you are never enough. And here is the thing: if you don't understand these patterns, they will quietly run your life. But once you do, you take your power back. So if you have felt stuck in your head, emotionally exhausted, or like you are sabotaging your peace, you have to see the next episode. This could be the breakthrough you have been waiting for. So hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Because we are not just talking about weaknesses, we are talking about